All right, you guys took the time to do these problems, so I want to take the time to make sure you didn't have any questions on them. I want you to check my answers, so I'm going to move to the problems now with a student sample. This is a really great product here. I just wanted to show you that in the first problem, since it was 10 for the fee and 60 an hour, algebraically, this works out lovely to be a mixed number. 27 over 6 is just over 4, so the final answer had to be a whole number, and so, of course, it was 4. On the grids, don't forget, you can either put it at the end and leave everything else blank, never put zeros in, or you can put it in the front. Really, I think you can put it anywhere you want, but I do like to write justify. Number 17 was real straightforward. Once you get here, I love that you showed work, but do remember that at this point in your life, you might be able to say, oh, that's 10, and then move the 5 over and get the 5p. And at the same time, the 2 and the minus 8 is a negative 8, so when you move it over, it's a positive. I'm not encouraging skipping a bunch of steps all the time, but I appreciate you showing the work for me. But when you take the real test, it is a balance between the two. You can't be too fast, and you don't want to be too methodical either. And so, of course, the final answer, when you grid that, I would say if you had your 4 boxes, you would do 6/5. So that you could, or I guess you could put it as a decimal as well. All right, when you get to 18, it was a system. I believe substitution was the best method. If someone had another way, I'd like you to let us know, maybe just do a little quick post about that. But when you get to half of 4x, I almost really think you should have just said that was 2x right away. And then times both sides by a half if you want. Okay, so there's nothing wrong with what you did. I just want people to not lose their thoughts as they're working through things. Now, 19 is rational expressions. I know, for instance, with my Algebra 2s, that's the unit we're not covering this year because we've been out of school. We got to everything else, but rational expressions is probably one of the more important things to move on with higher level math a lot of times as well. So do make sure you know that in this problem you need a common denominator. So by multiplying in the new x plus 2, whatever you do to the bottom, you do to the top. A good mathematician is not going to forget to distribute this minus sign. And so this person did a great job and saw in their head the 2x minus 2x was gone, and it was a 6 minus 4, which is a positive 2. And I do believe the question asked just what the value of the numerator was, and so the great answer was 2. And finally, for the geometry question, I saw it as finding this angle measure. If you find that angle measure, it is 74. That's what this person did. Then you should know, I'm sorry, maybe I'll just use the same letter, okay? This person identified this as an A and found A to be the supplement of 106. The second property you should remember is that the sum of the two interiors is equal to the exterior of the third side. And that is the best, honest, shortcut way to do this problem as well. Okay, so here's some nice work. I want you to check yours, and please